leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer? They circle the lips, play ball. Play ball. Lower the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to Laughter Saves Live.
Live.
Do it again, Roseanne.
Live.
There you go. From Paradise Studios, Strong Island Television in beautiful Massapequa, New York, by the railroad station, the LIRR Italian restaurant, Chinese place, Dunkin' Donuts is all over there. And look who's back. Look how brave this young lady is as my co-host, Roseanne Sorrentino, the original Pepper from Annie.
Yes, very exciting. They make TikToks about Pepper.
They do.
They do. Whenever they come up, my friends send them to me, and they're absolutely hilarious.
I would love to see them. I haven't seen any.
I will have to send you one of the best ones that.
You know who we have on tonight, Roseanne?
We have some pretty exciting guests tonight. Yes.
I don't get carried away. But from Stranger Things, Christian Graniere. Now,
I think it's Graniere.
Say it again.
I think it's Graniere.
I was looking for the pronunciation. Yes, Christian is on, and it's one of the most popular shows. It's on Netflix.
Yes, it is.
I have really, before he was going to be a guest, really never. I've heard of the show, never watched it, but it's so popular. Everybody I talk to. So that's pretty exciting for Laughter Saves Lives to have on Christian tonight. We also have on, and I'm just as excited to have on one of the senior directors of mentoring from Tuesday's Children. Sara is on tonight. And Sara Wingerath-Schlanger.
Yes. Well done.
Sara. So I've known Sara for a long time. I don't pronounce her name correctly, but I know her for a long time. And this organization, Tuesday's Children, has been around for 20 years for 9/11 families, and they're getting into some other things now. A wonderful organization. So we're excited to have Sara on tonight.
Yeah, great organization.
Yeah, so I see you're doing a lot of stuff out there. I always follow you because you're one of my favorite people, my new favorite people.
I feel the same way about you.
And I see you doing some wonderful things out there. Tell us about this this Pepper Annie thing. You're doing some kind of
it's a convention in Pennsylvania. So it's all different people from all different movies, shows, and it's going to be me, Aileen Quinn, who played Annie, and Tony Ann Gazandi, who played Molly. And we'll be appearing there the 2nd and the 3rd of September.
Where are you appearing?
It's in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
Oh, and you know what?
What?
Just in a beautiful transition. Tonight's show is brought to you by the law firm of Barasch and McGarry.
Yes, it is.
The 9/11 community. So say that again. Where can people go? What's the date and what is the place?
The date is September 2nd and 3rd.
Cool.
And it's going to be Revolution Superfest in Phoenixville, PA.
Excellent. Yeah. Good for you.
There it is.
Hey, Bobby, you have those pictures of the car show with me and Vincent Frank Bocciolup's going, Jail! Larocchia from Saturday. There he is. Look at this.
I saw those.
He wanted to go to the car show. He loves cars. I know nothing about cars, really. It was over by the train station in Wantaw, the old train station. And here he is eating his McFlurry. Is that what they call him in McDonald's?
That's what they call him.
Okay. I was never to a car show. I didn't know that he could not bring his McFlurry into the car.
How do you not know you don't do that, John?
Into the 1924 Chevy. They were not happy with me. I said, hey, guys, can he bring his McFlurry in too? And about 10 people stood up. No! Listen, I'm not that stupid. I know you almost said, did John really do that? Because I'm borderline like, maybe he would. Maybe he's that dopey.
No, I don't think it's dopey. I just think, you'd be like, hey, bring your McFlurry. Not a big deal.
Whatever you want, kid. As long as you don't go crazy. Here's what excited me about that car show. The guy who was selling the hot dogs was at FDNY, and he did a little comedy. I got 2 free hot dogs. All right, right off the bat, home run of the day. If it's free, it's for me, Roseanne. Right?
That's true.
So the Goose, a little shy. I call him the Goose. Vincent Frank Butch, Larocchia, nickname is the Goose. He didn't want to go in the cars. He did want to go in the cars. Everybody was very nice, but you really can't go in the cars. So I went up to a group of people that was sitting around. I said, hey, guys, my first car show. Can the kid sit in one of the cars? Oh, no. Okay, and I'm walking away. One guy goes, hey, come here. So you want to sit in the car? And a nice man let us sit in that car.
Oh, that is nice. And he loves cars, right?
Oh, my God. But his favorite car, Roseanne.
Station wagon.
Nope, is the Saturns.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a piece of crap of a car. Because
sorry, all you Saturn owners.
Yeah, because Aunt Livy used to drive a Saturn. His Aunt Livy.
Gotcha.
Who, if Aunt Livy is around, everybody else blends into the wall. My 21-year-old daughter.
There it is.
So that's that. So I am home because the big COVID has come back into the house, right? So I didn't want to give it to Roseanne or Bobby. So I'm home again, even though I hate doing the show from home because the chemistry is different.
It is.
Like when Roseanne and I are next to each other, there's some chemistry going on. We're talking, we're laughing, playing footsie. Which I missed. So I missed that. The other day from 7 Seas Production, John Carboni is starting an Italian little network, and he wanted me to do some man on the street stuff for the Italian network. So we shot our first day.
Oh,
so much fun. It is really what I love doing. I love talking to people. Now, something like that, you can imagine, Roseanne, you shoot for 2 hours. If you can get 5 minutes of stuff, that's a home run.
Yeah.
So what I was asking people is, hey, what is your Italian nickname? So I'm going to ask Roseanne. I didn't talk about this last week because I know this was last Tuesday. I don't think I forgot to talk. Roseanne, what is your Italian nickname? My Italian nickname could be Johnny Haha because I'm a comic. Some people call me Johnny Haha. Other people, because I was a fireman, Johnny Ladders. Hey, Johnny Ladders, come over here. Want a slice? So if Roseanne had an Italian nickname, do you have one?
I don't have an Italian nickname. I have a nickname.
What is your nickname?
My nickname is Roro.
Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. It's too easy.
That's what my sister used to call me. I guess,
I got one.
What?
You were on Annie.
Uh-huh.
Sun come out tomorrow. Pepper, right? So we got to do something, I think, with Annie. Roseanne, what? Roseanne Sunshine? No.
Nah, I was thinking Roseanne bottle of wine because I love my wine.
I love that. I love that. Tony Bag of Donuts, Roseanne bottle of wine.
Yeah.
So because you're an actress, in your Italian persona, say, hey, Johnny, come on over. Roseanne bottle of wine's house. Come on over.
Hey, Johnny, it's Roseanne bottle of wine. Why don't you come on over?
I'm going to be there. Now, Roseanne, here's the next question I asked them. Make me an offer in your Roseanne bottle of wine persona that I can't refuse. And what I mean by that, it could be as simple as, hey, Johnny, I'm Roseanne bottle of wine. Come over to my house. I'll make you some lasagna. How can I refuse that, right?
Yeah.
So give me one more. Italian persona.
All right, John. It's Roseanne bottle of wine. I got a Chianti at my house that's got your name on it.
Come on over.
Come on over.
Love it. So that's what we did for 2.5 hours, harassing people on the boardwalk. I think we got some gold.
All right.
I think we got some gold. So you'll see I'm going to ask Bobby if he could show a clip or two on the show here. What else can I talk about? So we did a telehealth. Did you know about this telehealth?
Oh, where you have the doctor through the TV?
I wanted to get my dad the antiviral medication. And we started a little late in the day and we were kind of confused and getting advice or whatever. His doctor never called back, so we made a telehealth appointment at 10:30 at night. Took about a half hour. Doctor came on, ran to the all night CVS, made it into Queens, woke him up at 12:30, gave him his meds, and drove home. So it was pretty good, the telehealth.
I get it, but it's kind of like, you know, if you have a sore throat, what are you going to open your mouth and get really close to the camera? That's.
You know what? I don't think it's for video stuff. Like, I mean, I guess if you had a rash or something, but I don't think it's for that. Like, you know, I had a little problem with a hemorrhoid. Would not work.
Wow, that is a lot of information that we probably didn't need to know.
I'm just saying, wouldn't work with that.
I would not want to see that on camera either, John.
But see, now I'm going to tell you something. For your next relationship that you get into.
Oh, there won't be that, but go ahead.
There will. No, there will be, because you're just a wonderful, beautiful, smart lady, and it's gonna hit you like you're not looking. Also, you're gonna go, oh my god.
Yeah, well, but my picker is off. You know that.
Well, yeah, not really. Yeah, we all can get shafted. No, the picker's not off. You're smart. So here's the different levels, though. I'm going to tell you of a relationship, and I only hit the last level the other day. It's, you know, you meet, lovey, kissy, all that stuff, right? Engaged, married. Some people say, you know, when you pass gas in front of each other, it's a little vulgar, but whatever. When you have your wife look at your hemorrhoid, that's a whole.
Oh my God!
It's a whole different level of love. Of love.
That has to be love, because that.
Some enchanted evening, you hung the hemorrhoid. So yeah, it was you know, but my wife was a nurse, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like, you know,
it's not really what I choose to do, you know, but it's
I have to know.
Yes.
What was so bad that it had to be viewed?
No, it wasn't that bad. I just wanted to see if she'd do it. Yeah, what level? Oh, there's my hemorrhoid now! Holy crap! Oh.
What in God's name are you talking about? Why, Roseanne, why are you letting him talk about his hemorrhoids?
I find it very entertaining. I'm sorry.
She's the boss today. You're at home.
I know.
She's the boss today. She's got the whole desk.
I got the whole desk all to myself.
She doesn't realize she could say, Bobby, cut off the hemorrhoid guy.
Oh, no, I realize it. I'm just waiting for my opportunity.
What I just wanted to tell you guys before we went to break is our first guest, Christian.
Yes.
For those that don't know, he's on Stranger Things, which is literally the biggest show in television. I mean, the biggest, most viewed, hugest show on the planet.
I would have to disagree. Have you seen the reruns of The Partridge Family?
I have, and those are good.
Very big show. Pronounce his last name, because I screwed it up, and Roseanne.
You know what? I'm going to let him, because I believe, and I'm going to watch him nod his head in backstage. Christian, is it Graniere or it's Graniere? No, Graniere.
That's what I said, right?
Graniere. It is Graniere.
You said
Graniere is the correct way.
Now listen, just so you know, in the future, can you give me phonetical pronunciations and not make me sweat?
Of course I can.
Sara Wingerath-Schlanger.
We're just calling her Sara.
Yeah, well, I am tonight.
Yeah, we're just calling her Sara. So why don't we go ahead and take our first break, and then we will come back from the Netflix show Stranger Things, the #1 show on earth, Christian Graniere.
So you're going to cut off the hemorrhoid discussion to get to Christian. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I would rather have the star on than talk about your hemorrhoid.
We'll continue it later if we have time.
Thank you. Bobby, please save us.
9/11 didn't end on 9/11. 500,000 people were exposed to the World Trade Center toxins and are still at risk today. 68 cancers have been linked, including skin cancers, prostate cancer, breast cancer, blood cancers, and many respiratory illnesses. Fortunately, all victims qualify for free health care, and more than $10 billion is available from the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund.
I was a paralegal just 2 blocks from Ground Zero. I had skin cancer and lymphoma.
I worked at Goldman Sachs. I had kidney cancer and respiratory illnesses.
I was a downtown teacher. I had breast cancer. I qualify.
I qualify.
I qualify.
If you were downtown anytime on or after 9/11, call Barasch and McGarry, the lawyers for the 9/11 community. Call today. No law firm has recovered more money with over $2 billion awarded to 9/11 victims. If you worked, lived, or went to school in the exposure zone on or after 9/11, call Barasch and McGarry today.
My father worked downtown. He died of bladder cancer.
I ran from Gateway Plaza in a cloud of smoke as the towers fell.
My mother and I qualify.
I qualify.
Barasch and McGarry's advocacy for 9/11 victims isn't just professional, it's personal. With offices just steps from Ground Zero, they witnessed the pain of the 9/11 attacks and lobbied Congress to pass and permanently extend the Victim Compensation Fund.
I was a downtown court officer. I had prostate cancer in 2007. I qualify.
We all qualify.
And we're back.
Telling you the truth, Roseanne. That's what. But I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
I hope you're feeling better.
Yes, I am. So our next guest, like I said before, it's one of the hottest shows on TV.
It's the hottest. It's the hottest show.
The hottest show on TV. I'm an idiot because I haven't really watched it that much, but that's okay because Christian is gonna sell me on this thing and explain it to me a little bit. But let's bring in this wonderful actor, Christian Graniere. Did I pronounce it? Wow, that is one big chair, Christian.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I have one of those over there, a double chair. You need to either gain some weight or get smaller chairs. Listen, thank you for being on the show, and I apologize that I haven't watched a lot of this show, and I'm sure everybody hasn't, but I want to become a fan. My daughter was like, oh, my God, I can't believe you're having somebody on from that show. Before I mention that, though, I saw your Subaru commercial, which, listen, I kind of remembered it, but when I watched it, I'm like, there are so many commercials on the air that are, forgettable or whatever. That was freaking funny. Coming from a comics point of view, that was gold.
I look back now and I laugh at it now. So yeah, I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, very well written, very funny. Roseanne, have you seen it? If you haven't seen it,
I didn't see it. I have to look at. I was doing the other research because
the important research.
Well, I know you don't like the word research, but so Christian, first of all, what is it like to literally be on the top show right now?
It's awesome. I mean, I've been a fan of Stranger Things since season 1, so to be on the show is awesome.
And how did you get into acting as a kid?
My mother was a director, my mother was a writer, and all 3 of my sisters were actors. So I kind of just joined them in it, and I had a lot of fun. So I just continued doing it.
So it was Roseanne was a child actor, but you were Broadway or you movies? You were both. Roseanne, were you movies and Broadway?
Yeah, well, the touring, I toured and the movie.
Okay. And so I can ask kind of both of you this question. You hear the horror stories of years ago, child actors, they will work too much. They have problems later in life. Christian, you're obviously a lot closer to it right now than Roseanne was. Roseanne's 25 now. Do they have I know in Major League Baseball, the young guys that they make millions of dollars, so they prepare them for that. Watch drugs, watch people. But do they have a program now for young actors that you guys have to go through?
Not typically. You usually count on your parents to teach you to not do drugs. But yeah, no, I've never really been concerned about that because I'm Mormon, so I don't really believe in any of that type of stuff. So no.
So your religion carries you through that part.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's talk about the money for a second. All right.
Right to the point, John.
You hear all these stories. A kid grows up, he was this famous actor, and he's got nothing, right? Is that again something that you trust your parents to take care of, or is there a program that they say, here's what you need to do to protect yourself?
We have a Coogan account, which basically it takes a percentage of the money that I make and it puts it in this account that I get when I'm 18. And then however much I've made, that percentage will be in there, and then I can use it when I'm 18.
Yeah. Roseanne says I don't do any research, which she's right. But watch this. I bet you're about 14.
I'm turning 14 on September 2nd.
Ah.
So I didn't do a lot of I read it on your freaking page. I looked it up and I said, let me do some research. And that was about the amount of research that I did. Go ahead, Roseanne. You have another question?
Well, I do. So you said you grew up in an acting family, so it's kind of in your blood, right? But, that may have been the thing you did when you were much younger, but what has made you say, yes, I love this. This is what I want to do. Because I read that you said you really love it. You love what you do. You love working and meeting the people. So when did that happen? When did you realize at the tender age of 14 that this is probably my career path?
I always loved it. I always found it very fun. But I think around 12 to 13, sometime around then, I realized this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I enjoy it so much, I would never get tired of doing it for the rest of my life. So I think.
Well, you're 14, so you never know when you're 30, 35. But isn't it wonderful to find something you love at such a young age? I know a lot of people that I know, at my age, still don't like what they're doing and have gone through their whole life tripping over a job, falling into this, and then all of a sudden they're doing something for the rest of their life because they need to make the money. They bought a house, they started a family. So you're very lucky in that way. But I wanted to talk to you a second about this. Really impressed me. You received some more research, Roseanne.
I'm very impressed.
Watch this, Christian. You received the Presidential Humanitarian Award from Obama in 2017 for your work with kids from intercity after-school programs like See Me Learn and a nonprofit organization, including the Salvation Army. Now, I'm not patting myself on the back. Maybe I am a little bit, but I was very proud of this. When I was very young, probably your age, I went to my mother and I said, I want to visit somebody in a nursing home who has no family. At 14 years old, I wanted to go and visit somebody who didn't have a family like mine, holidays like mine. And her name was, oh my God, it slipped me now because I'm getting old. But all she wanted was an egg roll. Like when I would visit her, if I brought her an egg roll, I gave her the world. At your age, why did you get involved with these programs? Did somebody push you into it? It was something that you saw and you go, I want to be involved.
Yeah, I definitely looked at how good I had it, and I never really understood that I had it that good until I did. And I realized that other people don't get opportunities like mine, or they don't have what I have. And so I wanted to help them and give back as much as I could to help others. And so whenever I could, we would put granola bars or like crackers in our car and bottles of water. So anytime we go by homeless people, we give them out because I just want to help out. And
I love it.
That's really great. That's really great.
You look a little uncomfortable there, Christian. Do you want to lay down like to the left or get behind the chair and peek up? And Does it look a little uncomfortable? Like, did you want to pop up from behind the chair? Nick?
I want to ask him about Stranger Things.
Yes, we were
I
getting
want to know. So, for people who don't know, you don't make it, you don't run it from the beginning straight through to the end. So you make it in pieces and stuff. But I understand now. I haven't seen season, 4 yet. But I understand there are some really terrifying moments in it. And were you involved in some of those terrifying moments?
Yes, definitely.
And what was that like?
It was pretty cool on set to get to see all of the like prosthetics and everything. It was definitely a little bit disturbing seeing all of my friends, all of their body parts broken. So
that'd be a problem.
Yeah, that was a little bit disturbing. But other than that, I thought it was super awesome. I was glad to be there.
Okay, I haven't seen the show yet. Your number, is it, you call it number 10?
Yes.
10, yes.
So 10. So you see what 15 tonight. So tell me what that means. Whatever about these numbers, and why should somebody watch this awesome show?
I was number 10 because there are 18 subjects that Dr. Graniere was testing on, which each have their superpowers, as I like to say. They have telekinesis. They can find stuff through walls. Basically, they have these abilities, and you should watch the show because it's awesome. I mean, even when I was like 10, I loved the show.
Yeah, it's a great show.
I loved it from a very young age, and I'm pretty picky on TV shows, but this TV show was really amazing. I loved it.
Right.
I loved all the arcs, and every season they add a new lovable character that is just awesome.
So I've got one for you, Christian. What was it like shaving the head? Is that the one thing you hated about being on the show?
Did you shave your head?
Yes, I did. Twice, actually. I actually didn't hate it. I said in an interview, I was like 8 or 9. I said, there are only 2 things that I will shave my head for. Because everybody was like, oh my gosh, you have long, beautiful hair. Is there anything you would like give it up for? Any roles? And I was like, yes, there are 2. I will either be in a Marvel film or a Marvel TV show or Stranger Things. And then a couple years later, there I was. I had to shave my head for Stranger Things. So I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Butch shaved his head for a Meatball Hero. Meatball Hero.
Yeah, just for a meatball sub, I shaved my head.
No, don't do it, Butch. It's a sub. All right.
Christian, do you hang out a lot with the other kids on the set? What is that whole vibe like for you?
Yeah, we hung out a lot. Everybody else on set was awesome, so we still talk to this day. And actually, I'm gonna meet up with Tristan, who plays number 2. I'm gonna meet up with him not tomorrow, but the next day because we're going to Comic-Con. So we're gonna meet up.
And you're going as number 12 then?
Number 10.
10.
Well, 10 plus 2.
Oh. He has dad jokes.
Stay with me, people. It's the chair.
Dad jokes.
we need a stool for him. It's the chair. He looks like he's sinking in there. So there's something from Stranger Things. He's going to disappear. We're never going to see him. You are working with some actors, though, that I know, the older actors, if I may call them that. Very, very popular actors. I'm looking for my list here. You have on there a Winona Ryder. Oh, my, holy crap.
Yeah.
Paul Reiser. Yes?
Yes.
Did you know who Paul Reiser was before this?
No, I did not.
Yeah, well, you're young. He was on one of the best sitcoms ever.
Yep.
Paul Reiser. And there was one more, Matthew Modine. He's very popular. I don't know who Millie Bobby Brown is. Is she young?
She plays 11.
She's the star of the show.
But I'm saying she's young.
Yeah, she's 18.
All right, Christian.
So, Christian, what do you have coming up before we go?
Yes, good.
Well, tomorrow I will be going to Comic-Con and I'll be doing signings there and meetups. So that's going to be awesome. as well as I have a horror film in the fall in Oregon. I'm going to be playing the villain for that.
Ooh.
Nice. Very good.
I'm going to watch. I'm going to start the show. And do you care what my comments would be? Can I share as I watch it with you?
Of course.
All right, and I won't get really scared. Won't affect any of my medical conditions that I spoke about.
All right, and Christian, lastly, how can people find you if they want to follow you on social media?
You can go to christiangraniere.com, and that will link you to all my social media. And I am most active on Instagram.
I have an Italian nickname for you before you leave. Did you hear us talking about that before?
Yes.
Hey, Christian Big Chair, come on over. You like it? Christian Big Chair.
I love it. That's
all right.
good.
Thanks, Christian.
Thank you, Christian.
Thanks so much for coming on in our show. I will definitely watch. Thank you, my friend. That was Christian Graniere from Stranger Things.
You have to watch that now.
I'm afraid it's going to affect my hemorrhoids. I'm being honest.
Yeah, you might poop your pants. I don't know.
Yeah. Butch, is it scary, Butch?
It has gotten progressively more frightening. And this season, without a doubt, it's scary. It's unbelievable. It's just a great. It is the biggest show on television.
All right, are we going to go to break?
We are going to go to break.
All right.
And we'll be right back with Sara from Tuesday's Children.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Rossi.
And I'm Arthur Lee, the creator of LifeVac.
We're here today to announce that to date, LifeVac has saved hundreds of lives of people who almost died due to choking.
People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those lives is a child. That's why I created LifeVac.
And as a new mom, and from housewife to housewife, I felt compelled to share with you the discovery of this life-saving device.
LifeVac is a simple-to-use airway clearance device. Just place, push, and pull to save a life.
And it costs less than it would take to fill up your car with a tank of gas. Imagine being able to save a life for less than $70.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
That's LIFEVAC.net.
Please don't allow one of your loved ones to become the victim of a choking accident.
All right, I to defend myself, I'm looking at Christian Graniere on one sheet, and his dad's name is James Graniere on another page.
It's Graniere.
That's on me. That was my fault.
Oh well, I really wasn't blaming you. No, I normally will come out and embarrass you, and I
know. No, that was all me.
Okay,
you got it, though.
You were setting me up. Me up.
But John, if you search, there is someone named Christian Graniere.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You just said search, which is like research.
Yeah, like research, which you did some. I'm very impressed.
I was trying to impress you.
I'm very impressed.
Before we bring Sara on, I was on a podcast which came out this week, Rave It Up, with Lauren Yates from Australia. So much fun. And you know why I was on that show? You know why?
No, why?
We got a PR lady, the PR lady. Her name is Tracy Harper. So she got me on a bunch of things.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so thank you, Tracy. It was so much fun. And we're going to actually have from the other side of the pond, Australia? No, that's England, right?
That's England.
From over there, Australia. I think it would be fun to have a call in once in a while and just give what's going on in Australia. Maybe we could get some funny out of it.
That would be fun.
By the way, real quickly, just so you know, you can go to our Facebook page, our Laughter Saves Lives Facebook page, and the entire interview. You just got to click it, and you can watch it.
Yeah, everybody would like to watch an hour of me being interviewed. Everybody would love that. So next, one of the most wonderful 9/11 organizations that are out there. I've been involved with them a little bit for 20 years. She is, let me get her title correct, Senior Director of Mentoring, Sara Wingerath-Schlanger. I pronounce it slowly, which is maybe worse. Where's Sarah? Where is Sarah? Which is maybe worse because if I'm screwing it up, Sarah, how did I do?
Fantastic.
No,
Fantastic.
you're so sweet. I screwed it up so bad.
No, it's all good. We're a very casual organization. We call ourselves Grassroots. So my email is just Sara, S-A-R-A, @TuesdayChildren.org. You don't even have to worry about my last name. Nope.
Look, you already gave how we can reach you.
Exactly.
Yes. Good night, Sarah. So 20 years. Let me read just a quick little snippet here that I did some
research.
Tuesday's Children provides a lifetime of healing for families who have been forever changed by terrorism, military conflict, and mass violence. And you stay with them. And I know Amy Gardner. I know a bunch of people who belong to your organization or have been through. And you're right. There are still friends. Some of these kids. I went to see Liz Gardner's opening. She had an art exhibit opening. Did you hear about this?
Her. Yes, so proud of her.
Yeah, she is a art therapist. Lost a husband on 9/11. My good friend Tommy Gardner became an art therapist to help other people because she saw the good that it did not only her kids but other kids. But she does art on the side. So she had this opening. Who's the last person you want at a classy event? Here comes. Hey, where's the pictures?
John Larocchia.
Yeah, I'm looking like Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, Liz, where's your drawings? Amy, it was so good to see them. So good to see Amy. Just to hug them because it's been a while. And we had a very nice time. Paula, my wife, even came out for it.
Amazing.
She doesn't come out of the house often, and especially doesn't want to be seen with me. So
fair.
Yeah. So it was a great night. So, hi, Tara.
Hi, John. Nice to see you, Roseanne. Thanks so much for having me.
Roseanne is awesome. Tell us what Tuesday's Children is up to these days. Now, you got involved. What was your latest endeavor to help people with trauma?
Great question. So, as you mentioned, our origin story is in supporting the families that lost loved ones on September 11th. And through that, we realized that there was a lot of ripple effects that came from that tragedy on Tuesday, September 11th, hence Tuesday's Children. As you mentioned, about 11 or so years ago, we opened our doors to the 9/11 responders, those that were at Ground Zero and Fresh Kills Landfill, and so many heroes such as yourself that gave of themselves to try to give some closure to the families.
And we thank you, even though I haven't taken advantage of it as much as I should. We thank you for that because
thank you.
We understand what the families lost on 9/11. And my family had a very, very rough time after. I mean, I had to go to work the next day and the next day. So to be recognized like that and have programs out, we thank you.
Yeah. And you know what, John? I appreciate the appreciation because our families, I can speak on behalf of our families when I say to you that it was their urging. They said to us, the 9/11 responders have done so much for us and they're suffering. They're facing some real hardships. And how can we stand in for them in the way in which they stood in for us? So full credit goes to them and their appreciation for your community. I
can say this about my family.
Yes.
My family, it's out in the open. I mean, my family went to therapy for years because of this. I continue. I mean, I haven't talked. My therapist left the 9/11 program, but I continue to talk. My daughter, who's a psych nurse, attempted suicide 3 years ago, and I truly believe she's had problems since 9/11 that it was related to that. So again, thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No. Please, never an interruption. This is a dialogue. And I think what you're speaking to, and I do want to go back to kind of our evolution, but to your point, John, September 11th, many people on the anniversary say never forget, right? That's what you hear all the time. And you think to yourself, but wait a minute, are we forgetting the other 300 plus days of the year? What is this about? And so for us, it's about being in their lives for the long term, knowing that we're not crisis response, we're not in that acute grief period. We're helping them with their career trajectory. We're helping them with their mentoring capacity. We're helping them with financial resources. We're helping them college prep. We're putting them in the lives of others that have had shared traumatic experiences. We're sitting here today as Project Common Bond is going on. We have 80 kids kids, young leaders coming together to have this dialogue with upwards of 20 countries represented, all having lost loved ones to a terrorist incident. And they're talking about, how can we change this world? How can we let our past change our future? So you were really asking about kind of our latest endeavor, and that's a good way of putting it. Once we went from supporting the 9/11 families to supporting the 9/11 responders, we also realized that, as I mentioned, the ripple effect of 9/11 included those that answered the call and said, I will serve our nation.
Yes.
Our nation was attacked, and it's important for me to make sure that that doesn't happen again on my soil. So for them, we have many, many people that served the United States after September 11th. Any of the armed forces, many of them died in action, killed in training. If they died by suicide, any circumstance of loss has no bearing on their eligibility in having their loved ones join our ranks. It's not a club that anyone wants to be in, but it's a very understanding club. It's a very strength-based community. We're very much at the pivot point in their lives when we're saying to them, you know, you are reaching milestones, but how can we help you take it to the next level? Where, like you mentioned, there's of course there's clinical work to be done, but it's so much more than that, because it's about healing. It's about being present for these amazing people. And you mentioned Amy. I mean, what a fantastic example. Here's someone that's coming full circle, and that's what we see all the time with our families. You know, we've got 9/11 spouses and children serving as mentors for Gold Star kids. We've got, you know, it's just a really very, very inspiring, powerful community.
You know,
you're thanking me, but I'm thanking them. It's an honor and a privilege to do this work.
We have, I'm going to let's see if Roseanne has a question, but one quick, we have one little, I believe that the guys that were lost, so many of them made me laugh, and that's why I focused on the laughter. I was a stand-up comic at the time. What a great way to remember them. I should have been there, supposedly. I got the writing list over here. I was working on 9/11. My name is crossed out. Everybody that replaced me was lost. So I chose to remember them through laughter. If you ever have anybody that's going through your program that wants to try stand-up comedy, I can tell you right now, Roseanne and I will support that person, get them some stage time, even if it's open mics. It's just a beautiful way to meet new people, network, get some confidence. So just remember that that's the mix that we have and we can help with. Roseanne, you have a question for Sara?
Yeah, question, comment. So I'm an educator.
Thank you for your service.
Job. And you know, just seeing what COVID has done to my students and some of the traumas that they're going through. So I can't imagine, you know, what these children have gone through. And I think it's just a really wonderful thing that, you know, when a whole family is sort of grieving, you know, you're there to sort of be the soft place to fall and to be the strong presence and to help guide. And, you know, I just think it's just such an amazing thing, because that's what children need more than anything at that time is, you know, they're so, do you find that they kind of push down their own feelings because they don't want to upset mom or they don't want to upset dad? And so it's good that it's so wonderful that they have your program to help them with that.
Yeah, that's really well said, Roseanne. And thank you for all you're doing for our shared community. I think that it's interesting that you brought up the COVID community and kind of the impact that COVID has had. I mean, think about the COVID bereavement, right? You've got 1 million kids that are now orphans, at least they estimate. And the Hidden Pain report gives you data on how it impacts New York specifically. And it's a very, very tragic situation. So we're dealing with another event where children are left without parents, sometimes without both parents, sometimes without caregivers, grandparents, etc. So Tuesday's Children is called upon to, you know, really stand in and help other organizations get their legs under them so they can be supportive to this COVID bereaved community.
You've been there for so long and continue to be there. I know we're running a little late. Butch is going to give me a little signal in a second.
That's okay. I want to see that bald head.
Don't say that. He'll come back on. Here he comes. 1, 2, 3. If somebody wants to find out more about some of the other programs, how can they find you, and what's coming up next?
Yeah, so we're on every social media channel. Not hard to find us. Tuesday's Children on every platform. I do want to say a couple things. We couldn't do what we do without the support, such as yourself, John, and Roseanne, and just amplifying the message that we need mentors. We need career mentors like yourselves, willing to say, "Hey, I'm going to lift up this youth that wants to be a stand-up comedian. How can I lend myself to someone else?" It doesn't cost anything. Just show up with an open heart. And, Roseanne asked Christian about, how does he know what he loves to do? I mean, this is what I love to do, because what I get to do is find agents of change. Yeah. And absolutely. And so this is so important. What we need is more people to say, I can do this. I can help this way. Come to our events, be a volunteer with us, donate a few dollars. That never hurts.
Never hurts.
But remember that there are living legacies of the tragedy of September 11th. And to say one day a year, never forget, is not enough.
All right, Sarah, I want you to hang out because we're going to bring our comic, Joe Currie, and I want to see if we can get you to laugh a little bit because that's what we're all about.
Always.
So one of my oldest friends in the business, I'm hoping he's on, Joe Currie. Let's bring him in. I asked Joe, what introduction did you want me to give you tonight?
Say what? Nothing really. But what I want to do say, this is my second time on the show.
Sorry.
No, stop it. But I feel so honored to be on this show because the people that you have on are beyond amazing. Give so much of themselves. And I feel that I'm not worthy, to tell you the truth. I mean, Sarah, you do fantastic work. You also call out, and John, you mentioned it too, the emotional trauma that you have. And as somebody that had their father commit suicide, I realize what happens to the people that are still, that are the survivors, not the survivor, survivors. And it's something that I'm 60 years old. I still, my dad, when he did that, was 5. I still haven't gotten over it. So for people that feel, are emotionally challenged from that traumatic event, to have somebody to talk to reach out to talk everything out is so amazing. So amazing.
Well, Joe, I would say that your dad, and obviously I didn't know your dad, but knowing you and every time I speak to people about you, and I mean this from my heart, I wouldn't be bringing it up. You're one of the nicest guys in the business.
Oh, thank you.
Always professional, always a pleasure, and always freaking funny. I just wish you would pay your electric bill. Just a great guy. So thank you for doing the show again. We love having you. Tell us what's going on in your life lately.
Well, first of all, I want to point out your hemorrhoid problem. And I love when you use preparation H. It actually took 8 times for somebody to go, oh, I think that'll work. I think we got a winner here. But yeah, I've been, it's been a little slow during the summer. I've got coming up, Adam Ferrara, one of my good friends. Him and I are going on the Anthony Cumia show tomorrow. And why I love going on with Adam is that Anthony Cumia, myself, and Adam, we were friends way before we became comics. So for the simple fact that these 3 guys that used to sit in a couch in Green Lawn, New York, and used to laugh, for us to go on and do a live show, and then Adam and I are going to be at Uncle Vinny's, to do what we love it's just amazing. We stuck to our guns, and this is what we wanted to do, and we're doing it. So
you know what, Joe? I think the 3 of you could have fit in Christian's chair.
That was a big chair.
Oh, that was a big chair for that little guy.
Yeah, and it seems. And how old is he again?
14. Because I did my research. 14.
14. Well, you took a look at the cheat sheet. But hey, the amazing thing about him is he's very grounded. And as you know, and you heard about so many child stars as they get older and they're not, they have emotional problems because they're not, quote unquote, loved and appreciated anymore. But I think he knows how fickle the business could be, how lucky he is to be on this great show, and still do a lot of good, work. It's a rare find.
Here's something I've been using on the hemorrhoids too. Go ahead, Roseanne. You wanted to say something?
I was going to say, and that's a big attributed to the parents, because when you have parents who are keeping you grounded and making sure that you're protected, you have a much better experience.
And I think it also pays that his parents were both in the industry.
Yes.
And I think that, I'm assuming, but I would think that he probably spoke to him and said, look, this business is very fickle. You could be, as famous as you are now. Next year, it might be a different story. Appreciate everything and just realize this business is unfair. It's fickle. And if you could deal with it, fine. But if you can't, maybe,
My mom was the same way. She told me, listen, don't do stand-up comedy. And I go, Mom, I've been doing it 15 years already. Have you come to a show? We didn't give Sara an Italian nickname, but Joe, do you have an Italian nickname like Johnny Ladders or Johnny Haha?
Yeah, Joey Big Toes.
You have that really? Is that one of Joey Big Toes?
No, actually, my nickname's Plankfoot. And how I got that name, and it's still stuck. This story's going back to 1978. I'm in my buddy's garage, and I had the big Herman Survivor work boots. So I was stamping my foot to a Marshall Tucker song, and my buddy Alex goes, "Look at that guy! It looks like dust was coming under my boot." And he goes, "It looks like a plank being dropped." So from now on, we're going to call you Plankfoot. That was 1978. All my friends call me that. The kids call me that. All the kids call me that. Uncle Foot, So yeah, it's a name that I'll have to the grave.
I think we should call Sara. Hey, Sara Smiles, come on over.
Sara Smiles, perfect. The
Beautiful, right?
She's going to do good stuff. She does very good stuff. Take care.
What else is going on, Joe? What else you got for us? We got about 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Give me a yuck.
Give me a yuck. Oh boy, I'm on this. I'm on the spot.
On the spot.
I tell you though, I had to go to talk about. I love the way you go. You took your dad. I love that they have the video visit. I mean, what do you do if you have to leave a specimen? You put it in the download it. How do you do that?
Scan and download. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
And look at an 88-year-old man being woken up out of a sound sleep, sick, not feeling good. Dad, you got to talk to this doctor. He looked at us like, "Are you out of your mind, kids?"
It's one time when I was married, I wasn't feeling well, and my wife looked up my symptoms and thought I was poisoned. So she calls up poison control, and I'm on the couch. I'm half asleep. She goes, "Poison control wants to talk to you." About what? About your symptom. I go, "I'm not poisoned." I go, "I tell you this, I'm going to be calling them in about an hour about your symptoms." I go, "Knock it off."
It's bad to Google symptoms.
Yeah.
It's very bad to Google symptoms. Joey's.
Yeah.
I have everything I Google.
Oh yeah, I know. Going on WebMD, I mean, they've got you in the ground. I mean, I've had a small medical issue, not serious, but a small medical issue this week, and I've been just looking on the web, and I'm like, I'm going to die. Yeah.
You had a problem, I remember, with addresses in a fire.
Addresses in a fire?
Yeah, if they call a fire.
Oh yeah. Basically, what it was is the fire department had this message on News 12, and the fireman comes out. He's got the truck behind him, the jacket, the hat. It's like, "This is your fire department with a public service announcement. Make sure your house number is visible so we can find your home." I'm like, "Hey guy, here's a little hint for you. It's the one on fire! Fire!"
Yo, Currie!
Around in the truck. Where's the house number? There's flaming smoke in front of it. Go around again.
Yo, Currie, people! Joey, thanks so much for coming on. We would want to have you back another time.
Yeah, great.
Next time in the studio.
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I do a quick plug? If I can plug my podcast too, it's Davin's Den with Davin Rosenblatt.
Yes.
We are live every Tuesday, 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to davincomedy.com, click live broadcast, and you are there. 3-hour show. You can come in and out or do whatever you want.
Hours. I tell you how long I know Davin. Davin and I were both on a Subway commercial called "The Fresh Faces of Comedy."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Fresh sandwiches. Fresh something, and here's a fresh face of comedy. This face. So you know how long ago that was. Thank you, Joe. Sara, thank you so much. You do wonderful work.
Yes.
Love having you. And the three of us would love to be on a comedy show to make you some money. Right?
Roseanne, I didn't get a chance to say hello. How are you, dear?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
All right. So we'll talk more about the comedy show, Sara.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right,
Roseanne,
wonderful.
love you. Thank you so much for coming down and filling in for that Rich Walker guy. Rich Walker, again, has another rash. He could not be on.
Well, I got the big chair this week, so I was excited. I'm right in the center.
Hopefully Walker's rash clears up by next week. Good night, everybody. We love you.
Bye-bye.
You can't even go to the diner. She's there. I'm here. Can't do it.
Old leather gloves were slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts were working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick, was chasing the beer that circled the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball, play ball.